It's August, and this is the Library Roadshow. On the show today, back to school, business, and all that jazz. Welcome to the August edition of the Library Roadshow. I'm Mary Stein, and this is a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. So much to share, starting with an invitation to join us on Sunday, August 10th at 3 p.m. for the formal dedication of the new South Branch Library located at 2210 Glasgow Avenue, just off Perkins Road. Some fascinating glimpses into history are on the schedule this month as we hear about the No Name Creek Mastodon in West Feliciana from paleontologist Mason Kirkland and museum director Dr. James Gregory Jr. Then we'll take a look at College Town, LSU's Neighbor Turns 100, with editor Kim Fossey and photographer Kevin Duffy. And if your student is a rising senior, think about joining us for a special program on TOPS and college financial aid, presented by the staff at LOSFA, the Louisiana Office of Student Financial Assistance. For all the details, check out this month's issue of The Source, available in print and online, or check out the online calendar at ebrpl.com.
Free access to books, audio, and library resources are just a few of the benefits available to you when you get a library card. Need free access to a computer? You get that. Want free access to premium digital resources like Mango Languages and lynda.com? You get that. Need to book a meeting space? You get that. Heck, you can even check out a telescope or use a digital printer with your library card. If you live in East Baton Rouge Parish, pick up your free library card from your local branch library today. Premium access to everything the library system has to offer is waiting for you.
We talk a lot about going back to school each August and September, and we're always talking about resources for the students. But what about the parents and the teachers? We've got you covered too. It's time to find out more in the digital download.
Parent TV is your go-to streaming service for expert parenting guidance. With thousands of on-demand videos and courses, Parent TV is designed to empower and support everyone involved in a child's life, from pregnancy through the challenging teen years. Picture Netflix, but with a focus on providing top-tier parenting resources and education. Parent TV has collaborated with a global network of leading psychologists, pediatricians, mental health specialists, nutritionists, therapists, and parenting educators to bring you this trusted advice. Parent TV sheds light on the topics that parents, carers, and teachers often find complicated, offering clear strategies for addressing difficult issues, from understanding childhood anger and anxiety to navigating the complexities of screen time. These videos provide relatable and practical solutions. You can search and browse topics or filter by the child's age group. Most videos are conveniently under 10 minutes. For a deeper dive, there are longer multiple-part courses, such as Parenting Teen and Tween Girls in the Modern World, 9 Ways to a Resilient Child, and Discipline Without Damage, which offer comprehensive learning. Watch anytime, anywhere on your computer, tablet, or smartphone. You'll find Parent TV and other parenting resources waiting for you in the digital library at ebrpl.com.
This new platform offers up some wonderful, authoritative resources for local parents and caregivers, regardless of the age of the children in their lives. Even teachers will find something to help with classroom management or shed some light on the dynamics of interpersonal interactions between students. Take a look. And don't forget, we've also got great resources for academic content at every grade level, as well as that well-loved resource, Mailbox Plus for teachers. Check it out at ebrpl.com. Let's shift gears now and go beyond the stacks.
She's a blessing, and I met her at the right time, and she helped me and put this back into me because I was bottled up, and I was to the point where I was just ready. You know what I'm saying? I was just ready.
She was like participating at one of the events, and she was moved by, passionately to do something in honor of us being survivors. And she asked me would I like to have my bust did, and I gave her permission to do it. And as it moved, in the direction that it was an exhibit, at one point we did the exhibit, and then she furthered it to what we're doing today.
Hi, my name is Becky Godsagan. I'm an artist and I work independently. I work in clay and do figurative sculpture. I had done a few portraits and then got into this project with the exonerees from the Innocence Project New Orleans. We're having an event today. It's a reception for people to come and see the exhibit, although thousands have already passed through the lobby of the library. But we have one of the professors, Angela Bell from Southern Law Center, who is moderating a panel of 12 of the exonerees, or actually 13 will be present, but one, Michael Williams, is not speaking. Exonerated means someone who went to prison for a crime that they did not commit, and after many years, lawyers are able to prove innocence.
Well, my name is Larry Delmore. 56 years of age right now. I'm from Jefferson Parish, Louisiana, and I was convicted over there in 1993 of a second-degree murder charge, and I got exonerated 2008. I got released, and I've been free ever since.
My name is Earl Trouvier. When I first seen that, I was really touched just to see someone thought of me in that manner, despite the hardship I've been through, but just to see myself from that perspective, because when I see the news, they show all the presidents in the mountains, they called in, acknowledgement, and that acknowledgement is something that really was, memorializing that I'm a survivor and the resiliency of who I am and becoming. So it was real honorable. And I really, I salute her right now for all the work she's doing and the work to be done.
This was a phenomenal exhibit. Our patrons really responded to artist Becky Godsagan's sculptures on display all summer, as well as to the stories behind each sculpture. And the live program was so impactful. We're so thankful to all those who made it possible. Stay right there. After the break, Executive Library Director Katrina Stokes joins me for a chat right here on the Library Roadshow.
The East Baton Rouge Parish Library believes that making things is good for us all. That's why we have maker spaces at 4 locations and a 3D printing service at the main library. The maker spaces have a variety of tools and equipment to enable both creative and practical projects. This includes 3D printers, sewing machines, audio-visual gear, and much more. Get a library card. Get free access to makerspaces at ebrpl.com/makerspaces.
You're watching the August edition of the Library Roadshow. Everything you need to know about your local library system. Now, some of our viewers might recall that the library's 10-year dedicated tax expires this coming December. So just as we do every 10 years, the library's administrative staff has been working on a tax renewal proposition to bring to the voters. Over the past months, we've met with a number of community partners and governmental officials to develop a compromise proposal for the fall tax election. The new proposal, which is called Thrive EBR, will be on the November 15th ballot. All right, Katrina, let's talk about Thrive EBR. Can you break it down?
Well, I'll do my best, Mary. Thrive EBR is the compromise that we worked out between the Mayor's Office and the Metro Council in order to keep our library's funding dedicated and at a rate at which we can continue to operate and keep our promises, our services, take care of our facilities.
Stay
Again,
open 7 days
absolutely.
a week.
We're keeping those promises
Keep
to our
buying
community.
books.
And all the other services, Libby, we're keeping Libby alive. I know that's most important.
Including Libby, that's right. Now, this is not a new tax.
Nope.
It is a renewal.
Yes.
And the first thing that people need to understand, it's the same rate.
That's correct.
That people have been paying since 1995, basically.
Yes.
11.1 mils.
For the past 30 years, yes.
That's right. But the nuance to this election is that of the 11.1 mils, the library will keep
8.3.
And then what happens to the other 2.8?
That goes to the city parish, or specifically to the parish, to be used for stormwater. Yes.
That's right. Well, that's something we all care deeply about.
Absolutely.
The stormwater master plan and streets.
Yes.
We like our streets to be smooth and moving. So that is an important aspect of the plan. The capital improvements plan stays in place.
Yes.
Because again, pay as you go is the essential, fundamental backbone of the way we've operated since 1987. We've saved,
Yes.
and then put some money into capital improvements, built a branch, improved a branch, whatever. And you don't just set them and forget them, you got to maintain them.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And that was a promise made, as I understand, when the library first received its dedicated millage, is that we would not bond, we would not borrow, we would pay as we go. And that is exactly what we have done.
and we have kept that promise. Now, so 11.1 is the millage rate. We're going to
Yes.
keep 8.3 and operate for the next 10 years. The city's parish, not just the city, but the whole parish, will keep 2.8 of that for stormwater and streets.
Yes.
There's also another aspect of this plan, which is a one-time reallocation. Let's talk about that.
Yes, it's the $52.4 million of our fund balance that is previously dedicated funding that will be on the ballot for our community to decide this November as to whether or not that will be rededicated back to the parish.
So, and that will be used to pay down the parish's debt, the
Yes.
general fund debt of the entire city parish.
Yes.
Now, we have two partners in the Thrive plan.
Yes. Council on Aging and mosquito and
Mosquito abatement.
mosquito
Yeah.
abatement.
And rodent control.
Rodent control, yes.
It's commonly known as MARC, but
Which means something totally different to us
yes,
librarians.
That's right. That's right. Spelled the same, totally different meaning. So those are our partners. Now, how do people learn more? Because the election is not until November, but it's pretty complicated stuff.
That's true. We have been working tirelessly on informational guides that will be available on our website. We also have a series of presentations starting next week, and we will be holding multiple times at the same location, so one earlier in the day and one in the evening for those who cannot make it until after 5 o'clock.
Right.
And each presentation is only an hour long. These will be multiple times per week. Again, that information is going to
Scattered
be
all around,
Yes,
right.
all around the
In
parish
fact-
at our locations.
In fact, we've put it in the newsletter for August.
Yes.
So, but it's also on the library's website. So
Of
it's
course.
very easy to find out this information. And that's just the beginning. So there's FAQs, all the numbers are there, the capital improvement plan is there. We are sharing all the information.
Absolutely.
So
Because, of course, we're transparent.
that's right. Thank you so much, Katrina. It's a very complicated issue and there's lots to unpack. So we hope that members of the community take advantage of the public presentations we've already planned. And we're hoping to schedule more. So if you want us to attend your own homeowners meeting or pop in on a meeting of your own club or nonprofit organization, just let us know. The information's all available on the library's website at ebrpl.com/millage. And related, as they do every year, staff from the Registrar of Voters Office will be on site throughout the library system to help folks register to vote. during the week of August 25th. Details are in this month's issue of The Source and online. After the break, author Gwen Rowland. Stay with us right here on the Library Roadshow.
Supporting the education of students is good for us all. That's why we provide access to live online tutoring through Homework Louisiana. Get a library card. Get free education at ebrpl.com/homeworkhelp.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Welcome back to the August edition of the Library Roadshow. In the 1970s, the summer after Gwen Carpenter Rowland graduated with her master's degree, she met Calvin Voisin, converted a former slave structure into a steel barge houseboat. Together, they spent nearly a decade living deep in the swamp wilderness. Through their friendship with a young photographer, C.C. Lockwood, a collection of film photos capturing both the intimacy and allure of their alternative lifestyle were published in the September 1979 issue of National Geographic, introducing the rest of the world to their special secluded swamp haven. Gwen joins me now by phone to discuss her life and her book entitled Atchafalaya Houseboat. Hi, Gwen. What would you say you're best known for?
I'm Gwen Rowland, and I guess I'm best known as someone who likes old-timey things and gets a kick out of sharing what I know. I like living close to nature and doing things by hand. What I like best of all is when someone tells me they went home and planted something or cooked something from scratch because of me.
What actually inspired you to write Atchafalaya Houseboat?
Well, when Calvin Voisin and I were living in the swamp, I wrote my first article for the Plaquemine newspaper in order to answer people's questions about what it was like to be the subject of a National Geographic article. That was an article featuring C.C. Lockwood's photographs in 1979, I think. That was my first experience with publishing, and it was so satisfying that I started writing stories for newspapers and magazines, mostly how-to articles to help other back-to-earth type people. And it wasn't long before editors started offering me assignments about other interesting lifestyles, and it just went from there. And then my life changed when I took an assignment to write about working on riverboats. That's where I fell in love with the engineer, Preston Rowland, and made the decision to come out of the swamp and try to live in civilization. And when I left the swamp in 1980, I thought my past would stay right there where I had lived it. But in 2003, one of C.C. Lockwood's photos from those days was published in a special newsstand collection of National Geographic pictures. Ed Cullen of the Baton Rouge Advocate saw that and tracked me down to do a Where Are They Now kind of story about Calvin and me. And in that story, Ed included a reprint of one of the old stories I had written back in those days. Ed urged me to make a book from those old stories, but I couldn't imagine anyone being interested in them, so I didn't. And then Mike Steinberg of LSU Press saw it and convinced me that a book would be useful to historians, since Calvin and I were some of the last people to live full-time in the basin. And that's how it came about.
How does your writing and your daily life connect today?
Well, writing provided both the inspiration and the knowledge for the life that I live. In 2010, when I retired from writing about sustainable agriculture, I finally had time to try all the things I'd been interviewing farmers and researchers about. And, I garden with manures, compost, earthworms, crop rotation, you name it. I've kept bees and goats. I've raised broiler chickens for my freezer. And just this year, I took up grinding wheat and corn to make my breads, and I've learned to ferment kefir in apple juice. I guess you could say I've set back civilization a few hundred years, but for me, it's the best life.
Thanks, Gwen. We loved featuring Gwen in her book several years ago as our One Book, One Community series. The book and the documentary still resonate with readers and viewers today.
I'm Sam Irwin, and I've written a book about early jazz in Louisiana. I'm a musician. I have a local band, the Florida Street Blowhards, and we played the early jazz music. And I started researching the songs that we played and would blog about them. Find a quirky little story, blog about it. Pretty soon I had half a book. I had written 2 other books before, and I just found these quirky, weird, violent tales of some of the things that happened to Louisiana's early jazz musicians. Joe Darensbourg is the main character in my book. He was from Baton Rouge. He was a very prominent jazz clarinet player, played with Louis Armstrong. They uncovered some interesting facts about Louis Armstrong and about his birthday. So that's what my talk is going to be here tonight, what Louis Armstrong's 4th of July birthday meant to Louis Armstrong, and also by extension what the 4th of July meant to the Black Americans of his day. I'm thrilled to be invited to come and speak at the East Baton Rouge Library on Goodwood. It's one of my favorite ones. The libraries have just been a fantastic asset for the city, and I wouldn't have been able to write the books. I've written 3 books, and I wouldn't have been able to write them without the assets of the library. Well, I hope they'll get a deeper understanding of what the 4th of July means, what Independence Day means, and what it meant to a different generation of people, a different era of people. And it's not just about hot dogs and fireworks. Well, I have a website, samirwin.net, and I blog, I advertise my books, and I also have a website for my band, the Florida Street Blowhards, and unsurprisingly, it's called floridastreetblowhards.com, and you can sign up to be a Blowhards diehard on my website.
We enjoyed having Sam share his love and passion for local music history as part of the Baton Rouge Room lecture series. In addition to his work as an author, you might be fortunate enough to see and hear Sam Irwin around town, performing with the Florida Street Blowhards. Stay right there. You're watching the Library Roadshow.
Staying informed is good for us all. That's why we provide free access to the New York Times and other national newspapers online. Get a library card. Get informed at ebrpl.com/newspapers.
You're watching the August edition of the Library Roadshow, a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. If you've paid any attention to the library at all for the past few years, you know that we're not just about homework help and story time. We put a lot of time and energy into beefing up the services and resources we offer to the local business community. The new Small Business Engine series is our most ambitious program yet.
I'm the CEO of the Alliance, which is a nonprofit here in Baton Rouge that's really built to create the support system that's needed around small businesses. We provide coaching, one-on-one support, strategy, advisors, mentors, access to capital. I'm here because a couple of years ago, and really building a deeper relationship with our local library, realized how many assets they had for the small business community that I never knew existed. And so really through that collaboration with them, Mary and Andrew asked me to come on board and help them really through a partnership with the Alliance to help them take these amazing assets and resources we have and really help mobilize them out into the community.
So I'm the founder and president of GatorWorks. We're a digital marketing agency here in Baton Rouge. We focus on comprehensive digital strategies for businesses of all sizes. So I was participating on some of the marketing panels, helping small businesses understand kind of where to start with their marketing. Being here today was hopefully helpful for small businesses to just kind of understand what are some practical first steps that they can take before spending a lot of money or before having to hire outside help.
I think there's a lot of things you need to know before you hire an ad agency. I think it's really important when you're hiring an ad agency that you're comfortable with the team you hire. So really it's about a good fit as much as it is about talent. And having owned and operated an ad agency for 30 plus years, I was able to sit on that panel and have hopefully some good insights for the crowd. So it was a lot of fun.
I consider myself a digital content creator because it's a lot of times, as you kind of heard today, it goes beyond the traditional social media platforms, and it's talking about your Google business listing or your reviews. But my approach to social media for small businesses is consistency, having a plan that adapts and evolves, creating, videos, social graphics, photos that share different businesses' stories on digital media. That's kind of my approach, and I think a lot of small business owners can definitely do it themselves, but sometimes they don't have time or they don't want to take the time. So sometimes setting them up with a good strategy that they could then follow is really all they need. But then if they need a little bit more, I feel like talking to an agency or a consultant to create that digital strategy is a good first step.
Today we had 6 competitors up here, elbow to elbow. Where does that happen? Not often. I'm so proud of our panelists. Like, again, these are Alliance members, and they have absolutely embraced the fact that there is enough. There's an abundance of opportunities for all of us. The people who join the Alliance, they have to be committed to the fact that they are there to grow their business. And they're leaning into the things that they need to do to be able to go do it. And so we're not going to be these people that, again, from an altruistic standpoint, we're not going to be like, oh, don't worry about growing your business. We'll do all the work. No, that's not what we do. We're going to be, we're holding them accountable. We're helping them set goals. We're helping them find the right resources, strategies, whatever access they need. We want to be able to help them do it. We're looking for the best and brightest that want to grow their business, and they want to be generous to the community at the same time. That's really important to us.
And now for today's contest. Visit the library's Facebook page at facebook.com/EBRPL. Show us your kindness rocks. Here's mine. What's coming up on the Library Roadshow in September? We're getting ready for the 48th annual Author Illustrator Program. So rock star authors Andrea Davis Pinkney and Brian Pinkney will be headed our way. Thanks so much for joining us on the Library Roadshow, and remember, your East Baton Rouge Parish Library is open 7 days a week at each and every one of 15 branches, plus 24/7 on the web. Check us out at ebrpl.com.